Bienvenidos. And thanks, Ramiro. Actually, you really touched me with your presentation. It's a real pleasure to be with all of you here today. Do you have headphones? No? Can you understand me? Okay. Well, that reminds me of a situation. I was delivering a seminar in the desert of Jordan. And it was a 4-day seminar. And there were two ladies. They kept looking at me throughout the whole seminar. I liked it. And so it was not a surprise that at the end of the 4 days, they came to me and said, Christoph, it was amazing. Where is your next seminar? I said, it's in Egypt. They said, oh, we want to travel with you. I said, no, you don't need to. I will be saying the same thing. They say, that is why. We love your seminar, but we cannot understand your English. So I hope we are fine. And I want to actually ask, how many of you this morning were a little bit in a hurry when coming here? Because we three were here, but where were you guys? So how many of you were in a hurry this morning? Yeah. I think that is what is happening in the world, right? Obviously, we have entered the fourth industrial revolution. And the fourth industrial revolution is a time where artificial intelligence and mankind becomes one. But the fourth industrial revolution is also the time of VUCA, the time when we are on a run. Everything is so volatile, uncertain, complex, ambiguous. And there's many numbers which could prove it. You know, one of the symbols of the first industrial revolution was the spindle. Mahatma Gandhi used the spindle to show, well, the first industrial revolution is also coming to India. It took 120 years for the spindle to be used outside Europe. But it took just 9 years for the iPhone, a symbol of the third industrial revolution, to be sold to 2 billion people on this planet. And if we go with the World Economic Forum and take the mind forward and think in possibilities to 2025, they say there's an 84% chance that we can actually print our cars on the 3D printer. Maybe good news. But there is also an 81% probability for the mobile phones to be implanted. And if you don't watch out, by a 45% probability, you're going to have your board meetings soon with robots. So I think today, innovation is not a nice to have, it's a must. Many say that in another 10 years, 40% of today's businesses won't exist anymore if we don't transform to the degree needed. We become one of the Kodaks, the Nokias. And so I have not met over the last couple of years an organization which would not say right now, we are in a major transformational process. But when we talk about transformation, what do we transform? There's a lot of focus on systems, strategies, processes. But as Peter Drucker once famously said, the culture which we build can eat the best strategy for breakfast. When does this happen? It is when we don't attend to what really makes us tick and what makes an organization tick, us, the human beings. Our feelings, our habits, our attitudes, the traditions we build, our values and beliefs, our fears. Will I benefit from the change or not? People's enthusiasm, inspiration is key. And one of the biggest killers, surely, today is stress. You have been running, we have been running. I want to ask you, actually, is stress good or bad? What would you say? Stress is good or bad? Right? How many of you would say stress is bad? Okay. How many would say stress is my friend? Okay. Anybody says both? I heard some. Both, huh? Well, Is this deer stressed? Huh? What does the stress actually do with us? It could potentially unleash the best potentials. Has it been ever running so fast? Thinking so sharp? Since 300 million years as we exist, there's 3 reactions towards stress. What are the 3 reactions? Default? What are we doing when we're stressed? Huh? Run, yes. Number 2? Fight. Good idea to fight here? Third one? We get freezed. Some people, I wanted to take Roger Federer, but I was told it's not a good idea, right? So thank you, Selina, for the tip. He's eating up Roger Federer for breakfast these days. In the most crucial moments, he says, this is great. Where 99% freeze, he expands when everybody watches. Because stress is not a new phenomenon. This curve, very famous, is from 1908. And what is it telling us? Yes, a little bit of pressure is good. We start performing. But when it gets too much, we cannot anymore. And what happens many a time, we live from one to the other extreme and we burn ourselves. But being up there, managing us ourselves, somewhere up there, would be key. Otherwise, the costs are tremendous, right? There's impact on our health. There's impact on our mind. But the latest research indicates that stress actually has not only to do with these outer stressors, situations and people, but much more with our own mind. How we see the things. Are we seeing the cat or the lion? And I think Ramiro will like it. Here we have maybe the father from the other commercial, and the mother is finally saying it's daddy time, right? So he gets a chance and has a great time with his son. Now, if he would ask the son, the father is a little bit over-motivated, how do you like the afternoon? He goes, wait, daddy. I mean, I know you go to the fitness and the gym, but calm down. But now, daddy has a very bad idea. What he does? He takes the selfie, or has somebody else take the picture and sends it to whom? Mommy, which is right now, shopping the Gucci bag. And what is she seeing? So what is stress? It is the glasses through which we see the world, to a large degree, isn't it? Now we can say, yes, it's right, my mind. I have a cinema up there. I have to give a presentation. I fly all the way from Switzerland to Argentina. I want to sleep. And what happens to my mind? I start planning. Yeah, well, great. Then we tell to ourselves, I have to stop planning. I have to sleep right now. Does it work if I say to myself, Christoph, sleep right now? What is your experience? Can we win over the mind from the level of the mind? So who are we really, I would like to ask. If we say connect with yourself, who are we? We could say, obviously, there's a body. I see many hundreds bodies here. Great. There's a breath. Are you aware of your breath right now? Are you breathing? The breath is the link between the body and the mind. The mind is the ability of ourselves to perceive. Are you here? Is the body here and the mind having a pizza? The intellect. Intellect takes choices. I like this presentation, I don't like it. The memory. Forgetting is also very important. Imagine you could remember every fight you had in your life with your dear ones. The ego. Is there any egos in the room? My identity, that's fine, but sometimes we feel separate. And then the self. So I wanted to ask you, what is actually the self? What's the self? If we say, connect to yourself, we should ask the question, what is the self? Oh, there's silence. I don't know, should we do it? It's a little, I was debating, should I do it? It's a little risky. But yeah, there's still time. So I would like to take one volunteer here, actually. But it can be tough. Is there a volunteer? Oh, please come in front. She can come in front. Let's give her a big round of applause. Your name is?
Dolores.
Dolores. Muchas gracias. You can sit down again. So, wait a moment. I see some question marks in your eyes. Did I miss something? Okay, let's recap. You didn't raise your hand, right? I asked you could come. So was it your body? You were comfortable after all the stress this morning and you felt, why should I? Was it your body? How many felt a little tired? Some, I see. Was it the mind? Christoph anyway is talking and talking and talking, and when the chocolate was given, you only realized. How many chocolates in life have we lost because we were not present? Or was it the intellect? Should I or should I not? This is an HR conference. We are here. This is a professional setting. So the intellect goes, the ego kicks in. No. This could be embarrassing. How many of you were reflecting pros and cons? Could you raise your hand? Aha. So my question is, what did the self do in these couple of seconds? What did the self do? Connect to yourself, we are saying. What could a self have done? Yeah? Sorry? Decide. Right. And how can the self decide? What is the self? The self is the dimension in us which knows that we are thinking. The observer in us. Right now you're thinking, are you? Something in you knows that you're thinking. This is what we call awareness. And if we are not aware, we just react according to our patterns, isn't it? And how many chocolates in life have we lost? Because we were not fresh, but acted according to old patterns we cannot let go of. It is only that present moment, the self-awareness, which helps us from reacting towards patterns to creating something new. And tell me, is that not what we want from our employees? Innovation, creativity, awareness. From big things to small things. I meet somebody, I have an aversion. I go into the meeting, I feel this person takes me out of balance. And I tell to myself, I will not explode, and I find myself exploding. I was not aware. I can notice the anger in myself and say, you know what? Today, right now, I keep calm. That's the power of awareness. But the Forbes magazine recently published articles saying only 10% of the top leaders have the level of awareness we need. And the question is really, how can we train it? Are you aware right now? Where's your mind? Are you here? How many of you would say, I'm here 100%? Could you raise your hand? How many would say about 60, 70%? Yeah. But there's one thing for sure we are all doing right now. What are we all doing? Huh? Yes, our body is here, our breath is here. And if we look at all types of relaxation or mindfulness techniques, they base on a very simple principle. By putting the attention to the breath or the body, which is present, my mind finally arrives also in the present. And therefore, mindfulness, what we call, is actually simply a non-judgmental introspection, a moment of silence, where I observe what's going on. And the more I do it, the more I keep that also in action. Would you like to try it? We have 3 minutes. Okay, short adventure. Put one hand on your belly Not to your neighbor, huh? To your own. One on your chest. And just for a moment, close your eyes. You can sit straight on your chair and observe. Are you actually breathing? Today, science says we use only 30% of our lung capacity. We ask each other, did you eat well, sleep well? Have you ever asked your friend, how is your breath today? Now, take a long, deep breath through your nose. And breathe out. And now again, breathe in and breathe once into your belly. And breathe out. You can breathe through your nose. This is called the full scientific breath. Breathe into your belly and continue up to your chest. And breathe out belly and then the chest. Continue. Belly, chest, belly, chest. And do it effortless. You're almost not doing anything. Keep breathing. And then you can relax. Place your hands on your legs and breathe normally again. And slowly you can open the eyes again. How are you? How many of you feel good? How many of you would say, I feel a little calmer, just a little bit calmer than like 5 minutes ago? Could you raise your hand? Okay, great. Of course, this was just a very short exercise, but if we look what happens when you practice over 15 to 20 minutes and do that for 21 days, the research is actually astonishing. Here at the All Indian Medical Institute in Delhi, they did research on the TLEX breathing techniques. And what they found is that after just a couple of minutes of practice, people get into both alpha and high beta waves. When alpha waves are high, we are totally relaxed. But when the beta waves are high, we are totally alert. And when both these aspects come together, we call it the flow feeling. So when you keep practicing for about 21 days, you get into the flow feeling. And if you look at the latest study published from McKinsey, it was a 10-year study with 5,000 senior executives around the world. They were saying that if our employees stay just 15 to 20% more time over the day in the flow state of mind, our productivity will go up by 100%. Because as we are in the flow state, we are innovative, focused, and able to connect the dots. And we have been replicating these effects in working with many organizations here in cooperation with the health insurance in Germany. And we have been able to show that the perceived level of stress after 3 weeks reduced by 45% and the ability to sleep by 40%. And I hope that during these 20 minutes, you didn't fall asleep, but you had the ability to both relax and be alert. And I would like to argue in this talk that to cope with the challenges ahead, we need 3 things. We need to be fast, yes. But during the fastness, can we remain calm? Can we remain centered? And this combination helps us to be agile. And probably that is what the world needs today. Agile leaders who take responsible, informed, creative, and new decisions for the world which is changing so fast. Thank you so much.